Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. You're welcome to join us anytime. That said, you can go to phrancko.com and generate a custom fit pattern and for a sweater, and it will fit you perfectly. These people all can testify to that fact. Let's welcome everyone. Hi, Judith.
Hello, Frank. Hi, everyone.
Kathy.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Rana.
She's on chat today and she loves your hoodie.
Oh, great. Hi, Ron.
Hello.
Hi, Sumner.
Hi.
So as Rana pointed out, I decided to try to wear my hoodie today. And, well, maybe if I'm going to show it
Oh,
off,
it's very nice.
I
Looks
should
great.
Spotlight. The reason I'm doing this early is I don't know if I can wear it through the whole meeting. Here are the...
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, very nice. Oh, I can't wait.
I can't get...
I love the color.
But I love this color too. It's really great. And it's also very warm. So I don't know if I'm going to have this on through the whole meeting or if I'm going to have to change soon. But for now, it's okay. But that's why I wanted to show it right at the beginning. Because it may be not here long.
A costume change mid-act.
That's right. So how's everybody been?
Great.
We were getting our weekly weather discussion out of the way as you came in, but
I see.
we've all got weather of some kind. That's what we
And
determined.
there's Cindy right on time. Hi, Cindy.
Yeah, right.
That is
Wait.
the time we expect, Cindy.
Hi,
That-
Judith. She was bathing. Well, I have happy news today. I finally finished and have blocked all my buttonhole swatches. So I'm on to the projects.
Oh, that's
So it
great.
makes so exciting.
Congratulations.
I thought I was
Ah,
never going to
that's-
get through that.
That's so exciting. Good for you.
So is it champagne, is it then?
I'll have sparkling cider, but yes, bubbly is in order. Then my yarn came today from Kathy.
good.
And so I've balled up the things, so I'm starting on my swatch for the Knit Wiz t-shirt knit along.
Oh, nice.
So,
Kathy, last week we let Serena tell about the knit along. Would you like to put a plug in for it now?
Sure. So Monday, we start with our summer tea Knit Wiz knit along. And I am desperately finishing my sample. I've got one sleeve facing to hem and the bottom to hem. But there it is.
Oh, nice. It's
That's
very
one
bright
of them.
behind you.
And then Serena
So
did the
it's-
other one.
It's very
That's
bright
a-
behind you.
that's called
Yeah.
something Rose. What's the name of that one?
This one's Pagosa Rose and the other
Pagosa Rose,
one's
that's what it is.
Key West tea.
Key West tea. I'm doing the Key West tea.
Yeah. So anyway, we are starting Monday and we have a Zoom meeting and there's a blog post about it on KnitWiz. And if you are interested and you want to join the knit along, then join us for a Zoom meeting, which will be at 4 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Mountain
And in
Time.
case you missed it, the website is knitwiz.com.
Yes, thank you, Frank.
Well, hi,
knitwiz.com.
Brian.
Hi.
Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Have you been here before? I don't think so.
Yeah, I was here a couple weeks before Christmas.
It was a while
Oh,
ago.
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't remember. Maybe I was
Yeah.
away. Or maybe it's just my memory. Not too great. How are you been?
Good. Doing really well. Busy, but doing good.
Sounds like the rest of us.
Goodness knows.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Well, thank you.
What you been working on?
Phrancko Sweaters.
Oh, have you?
Oh,
That's
notice the
plural?
plural. That's really good.
That's plural? How many have you worked on?
See, I'm working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 6th one.
Wow.
Wow.
Gosh,
That's
catching up to
fantastic.
me.
Now, for the sake of people who see this later, would you explain to them why you did more than one and why you've done 6?
Well, I started knitting just over a year ago. And
Wow,
the
that's even more amazing. That means a new knitter can knit a Phrancko sweater or 6
oh
of
yeah, yeah. But the first sweater I did was just a raglan sweater, and I did it without a pattern.
Uh-huh.
And it's too big. The sleeves are too short. And it's way too long. But I can wear it, and I wear it quite often. Mostly when I go camping. But I wanted something that would fit better, that was more custom fit. And I wanted something that was in the round, then seamless. And I actually stumbled on your YouTube videos on how to do different stitches and checked out your sweater pattern, and I fell in love with them. And I'm trying to make myself a whole wardrobe of Phrancko sweaters.
Wow, I am blown away. I really appreciate it. I always think that most of the people who are knitting 5, 6, 10, or 20 Phrancko sweaters are all right here in this meeting. But actually, I do know of some other people who knitted one and said, "I'll never knit another kind of sweater." And they keep doing it. There's something about it. If you catch the vision for it, it can be,
Yeah.
it will satisfy you for a long time. I
Oh yeah.
have to say myself.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that with us, Brian. I hope you didn't feel put on the spot.
Oh no, not at all.
So while we're at it, can anybody tell us how many Phrancko sweaters they've knitted? Ron,
I'm
you want to
7.
start?
I'm 7.
Cindy, you've done 7.
I've done
Where's
7.
my spreadsheet?
I think I'm 4.
Sumner has done
I
4.
think I'm 4. Yeah. Because
I've done 3.
3, and one of them was a dress.
Yeah, your first
One
one.
of them was a dress and one of them was a hoodie.
Yeah.
Yes, you did a hoodie before I did a hoodie.
Yeah, but it's
yeah,
way a little more feminine because it's larger around the
Yes.
head. So maybe not
Right.
designed for a man. Well,
Let's see.
Judith, I think you're the only one that's made a dress that I've known of. Somebody
Well,
could, for sure.
another one will be knitted soon. I hope. I have the yarn.
Oh, yay.
But I decided to first do another Phrancko sweater, but with a smaller gauge, a smaller yarn. It's fingering weight for maybe autumn, fall.
I see Rana has made a comment in chat because she doesn't have a microphone today. She says, "Only one. I'm embarrassed." Well, I just want to say, do not be embarrassed. We're thrilled that you have done one. I'm thrilled that you've done one. And we love having you in the meeting, of course. You're one of our team members.
Yep.
And there's nothing to be embarrassed about not doing more than one. When I wrote the pattern, I thought it would probably be something somebody would do once. And then I started getting messages from people saying, I knitted your sweater and I'll never knit another kind.
So I've just given my mother one that hopefully she'll post some pictures of on Mother's Day so I can share it with you on the recipient. And then I'm about 4 inches from the bottom hem of the body of my 21st.
20. You are desperately trying to pass me, aren't you? Ryan?
Just, you know,
I
get
I
I'm
think
not
you might have
worthy.
by now.
I am not worthy. Of my four, my
Yes.
favorite one walked out of the house on my sister, and I've not seen it again in my house.
Oh,
She wears it all the time.
oh.
I guess the difference for me is that I'm literally like a yarn store owner. So when I sit and work on Phrancko's all the time, like I don't have to do that when I'm not at work. It includes my work. And part of my job is convincing other people to do this and selling the yarn for it. And it works.
Well, I just appreciate all of you responding to my efforts and enjoying them. It's really gratifying to me.
Well, it's just wonderful. I can't wait to get my hands on the hoodie when I get over this Argyle bull stuff. I'll be
Bull
good.
sock.
Ah, killing me. And Kathy, I referred a couple of people at my local yarn store to your website, so they could learn how to measure themselves.
Oh, thank you.
Because even the yarn store owner, which it was a little disturbing, she was giving people instructions on how to measure their bust for a sweater. And just from having watched your video for so long, I said, well, maybe you want to go to this website and try this instead, because I think you might be happier with your fit. So there you go.
Well, I'm working on designing my third Phrancko, and it's going to be a turtleneck with a fold over turtleneck, and it's going to have sort of a fancy sleeve where with a slight puff, but not a real puff, but it'll draw in at 3/4 length and then have a really long cuff like so.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
it's going to
nice.
have saddle shoulders and probably a lot of moss stitch because I love moss stitch. Yeah.
That's funny. I'm trying to avoid moss stitch.
I just think it's really attractive.
It
As a
is really
background.
attractive,
I
but
like moss stitch and I like seed stitch too. It was like the buttonhole swatch that was seed stitch was the easiest one. That was my favorite one.
Why was it the easiest?
My seed stitch is just really nice. It has been from
Yes.
like when I started in Suzanne and everything. And I don't know if it's just the way that it changes
Mhm.
pearl knit all the time and then it's not on top like ribbing, but it's much more even. It's really good. And I can just do it quickly. I like it. It's weird because a lot of people say they hate it and I like it. And I like it that it's squishy. I just like the
Mhm.
Yeah.
well, let me be clear. I love the look of moss stitch and seed stitch. It's making it that I don't like. It's like
Yeah.
one by one ribbing over the whole area that you're doing that stitch.
I think
So-
that's what, like how knitters organize themselves. There's going to be something that you love to make that other knitters hear about and just like that sounds like the most tedious like purgatory of knitting. How do you enjoy this? I'm just like,
Yeah.
I love making Estonian lace shawls that have at least 2,000 stitches on the needle when you're done, and you're just like, oh, that sounds so nice.
Well, it's kind of like steeking was that way for me. It's like, oh yeah, it's really cool, but I don't want to do it. And then after I did it, it's like, it's no big deal. They don't all fall apart. It's great. It's easy. It's fast. Why did I wait so long?
And people say things like, I love knitting plain stockinette. You worry, like, should I call someone? Are they okay?
Yeah,
That's what
me.
Sumner
It's all
says.
fine.
That's me.
Yeah.
I could do it for hours. I just love it.
I did it for hours on this tee. Yeah, I'm ready to go back to air and weight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I will say for the Knit Wiz Knit Along that 2 of the tees that are part of the Knit Along are DK weight,
That's right.
and I chose the DK.
Well,
That's important.
Jenny chose the DK, but then she picked fingering weight yarn.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Now
doing
that's our
the
Jenny.
DK.
Yeah.
You got a skein of lace weight yarn and then pulled the plies apart. So
That's fabulous.
So I'm starting my next sweater, and it's titled Alpine Joy. It's all traveling stitches, separated by some panels of stockinette, so it's not totally covered in traveling stitches. But it's a saddle shoulder sweater, and I'm working on the saddles, and a lot of people would hate to do what I'm doing, which is putting an alpine stitch pattern on a piece of fabric that you work flat. And the reason is alpine stitches, as opposed that they also call Austrian Bavarian stitches or traveling stitches, they frequently change crossovers like cables on every row instead of every other row, like Aran cables.
Oh, wow.
And so when you're doing flat, working it flat, you have to do crossovers, and you have to be sure you get them the right way. And one stitch needs to be knit instead of purled, and the other one needs to be purled through the back stitch, through the back loop instead of knitting it through the
You
front.
don't do anything easy, Frank.
There's the guy who doesn't like seed stitch.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that. I don't want to do seed stitch. So what am I doing? I'm doing alpine stitch flat.
Well,
But you know,
it's-
the only part that is flat is are the saddles, because I'm going to put a different pattern underneath the saddle, but the saddle stitch is going to go across the shoulder and down the arm. And so I actually thought I might do a little demo of what it's like to do that on the
That would be interesting.
wrong side. And I just got to the place where I'm doing it. So let me switch my frame of reference and show you a little bit about this. So here are the 2 saddles I've started.
oh,
Oh, that's pretty.
Mhm.
And those will go up to the neckline. This will be the neckline here at the where it started, and then that'll proceed across the shoulder and then down the arm. And so this part has to be done flat. Now, how am I going to show you the pattern? Oh, I know. I'll share my screen so you can see the next row of the pattern. Okay, here is the screen. Oh, get out of there, get out of my way. There. I'll turn off the row counter so you can see the pattern. That's the pattern. And as you see, I already have done 1 repeat of the pattern. I am doing a second repeat of the pattern now. And I'm on this row right here. So and I'm on the wrong side of the fabric. So the purl dots turn into knit stitches. The twisted knit stitch turns into a purl through the back loop. And then these cables do those 2 things and also cross over. And if you've seen my video series on traveling stitches, I have a 5 video series on how to do traveling stitches. And I don't remember, but I don't think I show how to do it on the wrong side. So this is your chance to see it on the wrong side. So I'm going to knit 3 stitches. It doesn't matter which way you start from because it's a symmetrical pattern. But anyway, purling will be coming in from the left. I will knit 3 stitches. I'll purl 1 through the back loop. I'll knit another. Then I'll do a crossover where where the purl through the back loop stitch goes toward the center of the panel. And that's how I think of it when I do it. Is it going toward the center or toward the edge? Now, I've done it perfectly through all these rows. Now this one I'll mess up because I'm going to be showing you. Okay, so these are the purl stitches that I'm now knitting because I'm on the wrong side. The next one is just the twisted knit stitch. So the way you do that from the wrong side is you purl through the back loop. Can you see how I did that?
Mhm.
Not everybody knows how to purl through the back loop, I guess. And now my next stitch is going to be a purl stitch because I'm going to take this twisted traveling stitch and cross it over this one, this purl stitch next to it. And so to do that, I do all of this without cables, by the way, and that's shown in my video. I take the stitch that I want to be coming toward me on the other side. I swap the 2 stitches. And now because I need to purl it through the back loop, I need to pull the needle out and put it back in through the back loop. Finish that. And then the other one is a purl stitch. So I knit it. The next crossover has the purl stitch coming behind the knit stitch on the other side. So the purl stitch on the other side is now knitted. And the traveling stitch on the other side is now purled through the back loop. And you're right, I didn't get it right. Oh man. How did I do that? Okay. Forget it. I didn't say anything.
I like life.
It's kind of like you have to do it backwards, but also like a mirror image. Kind of
Yes.
how you're doing it. if
Okay,
that's-
let me get all the stitches back on. And this time I'm going to do it watching the pattern as I do it. And so I'm going to have to go back and have that screen showing. All right. I can do it if I see the pattern. So I knitted 3 stitches. I purled 1 through the back loop, and that brings me to there. Now I knit a stitch. I was trying to do it from memory. That's the problem. And now I'm going to take this traveling stitch. I can't see if I'm in the image because
Oh,
I'm
you are.
looking at the pattern. I'm going to take this traveling stitch and swap it with this purl stitch. And I do that by grabbing the purl stitch, bringing it behind the traveling stitch, knit the purl stitch, purl the traveling stitch through the back loop. Am I still in camera?
Mhm.
Yes.
And now this traveling stitch is going to come in
Yes.
front of, that is on the wrong side, it's in front of the other stitch. So I bring it behind that stitch, pull it out, come in through the back loop, purl it. Now I knit it. I knit the next stitch, purl through the back loop, and I knit the final 3 stitches. And then we turn it around to see if it worked. Phew,
Oh, that was nice.
Ta-da.
there it is. Let's see. Now if I can get the camera back. Yay.
That's going to be really pretty.
I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a really nice sweater. Let me get the swatch.
I'm so thankful that Frank does these things first and figures out how to do them, so we don't have to. We can just follow his directions in his videos.
Now you've seen the swatch as it was being developed, so but you haven't seen all of it. So and it wasn't blocked before, so I'm going to show it now. So
Oh,
there's
that's gorgeous.
It's just beautiful. Oh, wow. That is going to be a spectacular sweater.
yes. Now here, these textured stitches in the middle were variations of seed stitch.
Mhm.
Because I don't like doing seed stitch because, like I said, it's knit purl all the way for as much of the fabric as you want. So I developed two different patterns that are knit purl on one row and then knit on another row, knit purl on the other row, and then knit. Both of these are that. The difference between them is this one creates garter stitch between the columns of knit stitches, and this one interchanges them all. So they're quite different looking, but they're created almost exactly the same way.
Tim is wearing a hat that is made with this pattern that is reversible. So it can be one of those stitch patterns on one side and one on the other. That's the hat Tim is wearing.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
So these are the cables that are going to be all over. I don't know if they're called cables. These are the traveling stitch patterns that are going to be all over the sweater.
They look like
various
cables, are they? But they're not called
Well,
cables?
I don't know. That maybe they're called cables, but when people talk about them, they call them traveling
A
stitches
squares and rectangles relationship, right?
or twisted stitch, twisted traveling stitches.
Not all
twisted
stranded
cables. I
color
don't know.
work is fair isle knitting, but people often
Right,
call
yeah.
other
Yeah.
things fair isle.
Well, yeah.
One of the best knitting classes I ever took, and I'm not much of a taking knitting classes guy, was a twisted traveling stitches class by Anna Zilberg, which was just excellent. One of the highlights of any of the like knitting conventions I've gone to where I've taken classes. Her class is really excellent. And for the similar reason, it's like, this is usually done flat, but the swatch we're working in class is good, or usually done in the round, but the swatch we're working in this class is going to be flat, because if you can do it flat, you can do it in the round.
Yes.
So,
And for the size that I'm making, it's 31 rows of these two saddle shoulders. Just 31 rows, 14 stitches across. And I figured I can just endure that and get it done, and then we don't have to worry about knitting it flat anymore.
At least you don't have to put a buttonhole in it.
I actually designed the sweater. You know, Phrancko sweater is also knitted flat until the collar closes.
Mhm.
But I've decided I'm going to use that textured pattern in that area because it's easy to knit on flat.
Right. And
then so there's going to be a line about here where it becomes the traveling stitches below that.
well, that'll be cool though.
Very pretty.
Very, very nice.
So you were experimenting last week, you were talking on the main central design. Have you decided which one of the variations you liked?
Well, I always knew that I was going to do the wide one.
Yeah.
The wide one is in the very middle, which
Yeah.
is this one.
Yeah.
And the question is, which of the other ones will I put beside it to make it a wider band in the middle?
Yeah.
And I do know that under the shoulders, maybe I should expand myself, but anyway, you see that zigzag pattern right here.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah,
That's gonna drop down from the shoulders on both sides, and it'll be mirror imaged, so they're zigging and zagging
Oh,
yeah.
against each other. And for the larger, I mean, here's the problem. I'm knitting with size inclusivity in mind, and so some of the shoulders are only wide enough for just that one pattern, and others have a lot more space, and I don't want to have a lot of space. So as the size gets larger, I have to add more cables beside those, or more traveling stitch patterns. So I'm going to do that. I'll write the pattern so that the shoulder is pretty much filled with pattern, no matter what size the person decides to make.
Frank, hold your swatch up one more time, please.
So you can see it. I will spotlight. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because the one that I like is, it looks like it's like 5 or 6 that then have a cross. It's like the third one in from it'll be your right hand. One more.
This is my right hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
go
this
right
one.
there. That's the one that I really like too. I think
Yes,
it's
I
just
like that a lot
very
too.
striking. It's different. Some of the others, they're beautiful and they're different from regular cables, but they're still similar. But that one's different from anything
Yes.
I've seen. I really like that.
If you look at where I did it below, it's twisted in the opposite way.
In the opposite way. Yeah.
And I'm going to put, that will probably be on the two sides of the central one with these swirls going in opposite direction.
That is going to be so cool.
Now, that's not a classic cable. That's just twisting.
That's,
Two stitches.
it's traveling stitch.
Twisting,
Just
traveling.
traveling stitch.
It's traveling
Wow.
stitches, but it's not a cable.
That's beautiful. Very nice.
It's
Thank
two
you.
traveling stitches traveling over one traveling stitch. So it's a 2/1 cable stitch where all 3 stitches are twisted.
Mm. Stockinette guy.
Let's see.
And soon to be Argyle guy. My goodness, the pain.
Yes. We're gonna let you keep the Argyle badge for yourself.
Yeah, he's got to quit complaining about Argyle though, because I have to do a sock here soon.
That's right.
Only one. I'll only do one in my life and then I'll be done.
Let's see.
It's actually coming out. And Phrancko last week, that was really helpful. It really was.
Really?
Yeah, that was very helpful.
Drove it home for you? I did.
Kind of, yeah.
We were focusing on what is it like when there's just one stitch that's a different color when you're starting the pattern.
Right.
And I just remembered this week, I did a video, I think my last video on Intarsia in the Round was doing a heart on a small circle.
Oh, I saw that. You know, I
And
didn't
that
see the
heart
video.
ends in, it either begins or ends.
In a single one.
It ends with just one, I think, no, maybe it ends with 3. Anyway, it ends with a very narrow strip of red stitches. And it may just be one at the lower point of the heart. So if you haven't seen that video, you might want to take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Yeah,
Now,
I will take a look at that. I'm doing quite a big swatch right now. Of like, and Suzanne puts her yarn in the front, her first yarn. So that's my Argyle in the Round swatch.
what
it's
does
working.
having it in the front?
It's working, huh?
It's working.
Oh, that's great.
I need a better way to keep track of this first, like, this is my beginning around. This is my, right? I seem to lose track of where I am because you have multiple beginnings, right? If you put it down, where did I leave off? You gotta finish the row. That's where you leave off.
That's right. You should only have one beginning of round marker.
Yeah.
And
But
it
you
has to
gotta
be
finish-
distinct. It's distinctly different than any other markers you use.
Right,
So you know where the beginning of round is. That's a critical.
right, but
thing to
finish
keep
the
track of.
round. Don't end in
Yeah.
the middle of a round, otherwise.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, it didn't link properly.
There you go. But I got these really cool little tools that I love that you can't, it's completely unrelated to Encharge. Knitpicks had a sale on the double-ended crochet
Yep.
hook to kind of pull through the work. It was like $5.
Wait a minute. What is a double-ended crochet hook used for?
Fixing stitches.
Why do you need a double-ended?
Well, because if you have a stockinette, you can push through the front and the back very easily,
Oh,
right?
Somewhat
Or if
easier
you're
to fix
doing-
garter stitch with it.
Yeah, if you're fixing garter stitches.
oh, I see.
Rather than have to pull the hook out and go in the other way and come back, you know.
See, we all learned something in this meeting. I've
In
never.
the perfect size to do that with, I lost my one that I had, and these 4 were cheaper than the one that I bought. So, yeah. Nice.
Well, thanks for sharing
Love the
that.
knit picks. They're out by Cindy Knit Picks.
Mhm. They are.
Have you been to are they that close to you that you could visit them?
I haven't been there.
Oh, okay.
Ron, it looks like you put something in chat. Do you want to tell us about that?
Oh, that was, now that you've done your swatch and you're started, you can choose how you're going to embroider your traveling twisted stitches. That's what that book's all about.
Embroidering them?
Embroidering on top of traveling twisted stitches. Unfortunately, the link doesn't, is the image of the book dead?
You want me screaming, running
Oh,
out
there
of
it
the
is.
meeting,
You can
right?
sort of click the empty space on the side of where that is, where the cover of the book should be, and see the cover of the book. But
No, I see it.
oh, yours, it's not loading for me.
Oh,
But yeah, so this is part of the you do all the work of making the traveling twisted stitches and then proceed to embroider all over them.
wow.
Wow.
It's really beautiful. But
Now,
Well, I'll post that link into the description in the video when I post the video. I'll try to remember to do that. But the book is titled Splendid Apparel. And it's at stitches.events/shop/books/spended-apparel/
it exists on Amazon and all those things. It's published by XRX, so I tried to find their link to it.
I see.
Just in case you get done with all those traveling twisted stitches and decide you haven't worked on it enough.
Yes. I think I'll be done without
You
the
never know.
embroidery.
maybe no more. I was thinking I could embroider my argyles. Then I only have to do,
Right.
then I only have to do stockinette stitch.
Okay. Here we go.
Well, you are going to duplicate stitch your single diagonal, aren't you?
I am,
That's kind of
Yeah.
like embroidery.
I am.
So
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, and for some reason, I would love like a screaming hot pink argyle sock, right?
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think that will be very cute with a gray background. So like a gray sock with like screaming pink argyles. So
I think it
That's
needs to
gonna-
have screaming
that's-
pink and fluorescent green.
eh,
The other
be like a
idea.
1980s sock.
No,
right?
like that,
Great, yeah.
that like mod clothing hot pink
Yes.
and orange
Right.
combo, sort of uncomfortable strobe, like
Yes.
these socks are why I get a headache at the goo.
Oof. I rented an apartment in the early 90s, and one of the rooms was painted that fluorescent green. And wow, could that give you a headache? Yeah. I covered that up pretty quickly.
Aw.
Yeah, but no, Frank, you absolutely get credit for getting me this far. You really do. I am so happy. I literally was so happy. I was a little emotional, and I'm like, I can't write an emotional email to Frank. It will be weird. I will see him on Saturday.
That's so sweet.
I was just effusively like, I got it. You know, like, yay, you know.
I think it's the
Something
kind of
else.
thing that it seems really confusing until you finally understand it, or, well, the word I like to use is grok it. Once you grok it, it's like, oh, I get it. It's like this, and I know what I'm doing, and it just makes sense.
I was thinking, this takes a village. Yeah, and you're my village. You're all my village. Yeah.
There are so many techniques that are much easier done than said. And
That's
wading through complicated explanations makes it feel like it needs to be complicated or you've done something wrong.
Right. And I've been teaching a brand new knitter. And it brought me back to like when I started, right? And how just wonky and uncomfortable holding needles is, and tensioning and methods, and am I doing it right? And you know, it's that so that was a nice break. And I think that plus me being able to step back and just do it physically, because I'm a hands-on person. So yeah, Ron, you're 100% right. It's you just gotta do it. So anyway.
You know, this knitting that I'm doing is not the kind of knitting you usually do when you're chatting with people.
No.
I'll
Yeah,
probably have to
no,
take it all out and do it again when the meeting's over.
Yeah, I put it down. I had to put it down to
Yeah.
talk. I'm not there yet.
I'm working on a stranded knit hat right now. I've got a stranded colorwork course coming up on my summer schedule, so I'm making the class project. But one of the good things about Fair Isle style stranded knitting is any individual row is easy to remember. One of these three, one of these three of these, one of these three of these.
Yeah.
And they just add up. So luckily, this will look complicated later, I'm sure, but any given round is very easy to knit.
Right.
Do you have something you can show us, Ron?
I mean, a little.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh,
That's
look
pretty.
at that.
Oh, nice.
And look at the
Very nice.
inside too. It's very neat and tidy. I'm seeing the back.
Oh dear. Yes.
It looks really nice. See, it
Oh,
doesn't
look at
cross.
that.
The streams do not cross. He's
Yeah,
doing
parallel floats.
Mhm.
Perfect.
So I'm making two versions of this hat, one in just two colors, and then one that is, you know, whatever, however many of these loose balls I have around that will make a pleasant color, just so I can show my students what it's like. But I really enjoy Fair Isle style stranded knitting for exactly this reason. Any individual row is always a pretty simple, easy to keep in mind repeat. 2, 2, 3, 2, 2.
Your Star Trek hat is still one of my favorite hats that I've ever made. That
Thank
was
you.
just so fun. And
That's the thing, right? Everyone has their favorite technique, and I love stranded knitting. I just
yeah, and Chuck
haven't
loves it.
incorporated it into too many of my Francos. Isn't that a shame?
Yeah, Chuck loves it and gets a lot of compliments on it. It's just a great hat.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's just a great hat. And Cindy, with your argyles, you don't have to do argyles in the round on that sock. Lucky you.
No, I don't. I'm doing
You
it.
just do the argyles.
flat.
And that's the easy part.
And I do have to sew the foot and the toe part together.
And have you
Sure that-
chosen
I'm just complicating it.
vest?
That's all.
Have I chosen a vest? Yes, I did. And I have to say, I mean, I did it because it looked like the one that would really work. I'm doing it for my younger grandson. And he's big enough that he's within the parameters, but he's not the 6'3" grandson that would take me forever. So, so I'm doing the one for JJ, and I'm using Brooklyn Tweed Arbor. Here's the yarn right here.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's nice yarn.
And
Beautiful.
it's really nice. It's Targhee. So it should it just has nice stitch definition and bounce. It'll be nice that way. But I am doing the almost Charlie Brown vest that Arinda wrote and it was in cast on in 2020. Because it just looks like a style of something that JJ would wear and really like.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm excited about that one, and I think that one will be really nice. So that's what I'm doing for the vest. And for the wristlet, I'm doing different purples. Well, it's like white and then a very, very pale lavender. And then for my little bit darker colors, some purples and a bright spring green. Because I think you have to have 5 or 6 colors. I've charted it out.
Has anybody watched the new All Creatures Great and Small series, PBS series?
I did.
I saw the second season.
I did, and I just finished.
And the vest that
I love all that. I want to know. It's like, where are the patterns for
I
these?
know, I
They're
know.
gorgeous.
I tried taking a picture of the TV set one time and I just keep getting these big blurs. But you know, I really loved to figure out how they came up with those Fair Isle patterns, if they're old, if they're new. They're just gorgeous.
I think they actually are old patterns because
Do
they
ya?
look like they are more from the 40s and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
so pretty
just,
though.
the knits are beautiful, and like the sweaters and stuff that the housekeeper wears. Even it's like,
Oh
I
yeah,
want those.
yeah, I know. Those are so cool.
Mhm.
Okay, apparently I'm gonna have to start to watch that.
All Creatures Great and Small.
That'll be
Yes.
fun.
It is a
For
Swedish
the
show.
sweaters. You have to watch it for the sweaters, apparently.
Watching it for the
That's
sweaters.
right,
It's homework.
that's
They have all of them wear sweaters. It's not just one character that wears a sweater, and it's not a ratty sweater. They all wear sweaters and vests and
Yeah,
No,
cardigans and stuff. It's gorgeous.
yeah.
that's neat.
Tristan has this one with blue. That's my absolute favorite.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Hey, Brian, I was wondering if you would be interested in showing us one of your Phrancko sweaters. Is that one you're wearing?
This is the last one I made.
Uh-huh.
It's my wife's favorite. Just the size and everything just turned out really, really nice on it.
Well, the color's great on you.
It is.
Wait.
It's a great
That's
color.
my wife's fault. I have to take her to the I have to take her to the yarn store to pick my yarn out because I'm no good
Good.
at that.
Oh,
kind
that's
of
great.
stuff.
So that
Um,
Great.
I
color.
take it that's a crew neck sweater you're wearing. Have you done any other styles?
No, I've just stuck with what I know.
Just done the crew neck, huh? All right,
Yeah,
that's
this
good.
was the one I was working on the last time I joined the meeting.
Wonderful.
Oh, nice.
And I did 2 of the, oh, no, I can't find them. But I did 2 of the happy baby sweaters.
Oh,
And
Cute.
my wife put this on one of our on my little granddaughter and took her to a doctor's appointment. And one of the people in the waiting room said to my wife, she says, "Man, that sweater must have cost you a lot of money. That's really nice." So I was really excited to hear that.
Oh,
that's
somebody-
wonderful.
That's great.
And I often tell people I didn't really intend for anybody to knit that sweater, but now a lot of people have
Yeah.
knitted that sweater. And I don't know what size it is for what size child.
Mhm.
When I first published it, I made up sizes. I didn't even do a reference because I didn't expect anybody to knit it. Then I found out people were starting to knit it. So I said, oh, well, I better go back and correct some of the sizes. And I think I chose sizes for a 2-year-old
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
from some book, but I couldn't even tell you that for sure.
That's fun.
Yeah.
catch them at some point. They'll pass through it.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm a big fan of his tab collar sweaters. And they're not any more difficult than his crew neck sweaters. But I like
Which sweater are you talking about?
the tab shoulder, the
saddle
shoulder,
Oh,
the saddle shoulder sweater.
uh-huh.
Because I've done two of this. You know what? I've done like 5 sweaters. The 6th sweater walked out the door. So I've done a couple of the saddle shoulder sweaters, and I just love how they fit. The fit is just really nice. It's a very structured look for a top-down sweater is uncommon. To have such a structured fit, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rana
anyway.
wrote into the chat, great job, Brian. And I think that reflects what we're all feeling.
Oh yeah,
You've done
beautiful.
great. Thank you. Thank you for showing.
And that you're a new knitter. That's insane.
It is.
Well, thank you.
I think I was like at least a year and a half in before I made my first sweater.
Well, it's corollary to that whole "you don't know what you don't know" thing. Sometimes you don't know you're supposed to be intimidated by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've actually talked to knitters that have seen my sweaters and complimented the sweater. And several of them have said, you know, I've been knitting for 10 years and I'm not brave enough to even try a sweater. So
Oh,
Yeah,
I hope you tell them about Phrancko.com and they should be
did.
able to do it.
Just do it.
I
Yeah.
do try to make the pattern accessible to beginning knitters. It was intended to be a basic pattern that anybody could knit. And that's why there's so many comments describing what you're doing and also videos showing how to do the steps that I thought seemed a little more tricky. And I think that anybody who is just interested in knitting a sweater, who's maybe a advanced beginner or an intermediate beginner, could probably knit a Phrancko sweater.
Yes.
definitely.
It's a bit like knitting a sock, though, when you get to the heel, you just have to have faith in the instructions and not try and panic too much.
That's
If
right.
it seems to be a bit random and you're thinking, well, this doesn't look like a sweater at all, but I'll just keep going. And then at some point it goes, aha, yeah, I've got a sweater now. I understand. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. Honey,
What
can
are you
pass
working
the
on now,
box
Jenny?
over there? The blue one that's on the needles?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sumner?
Comes
What
at
are you
the
saying?
ball. Oh, I'm showing you how good I did my sock here, that I actually did it. It
Oh,
worked.
lovely.
It worked. It came down. I did it.
Oh, that's
That's
wonderful.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I did it.
You
I'm
did it
so
in-
thrilled.
You did it in the round.
That's in the round.
Yeah.
Well, you really did get it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Attend the Phrancko meeting. Yeah, it's worth it.
What color are
You
you
never
gonna
know
do?
what you're gonna pick up.
That's right.
Yeah.
What color are you gonna do the stripe?
On this one is
Yeah.
just classic white. right?
Nice. That'll
Yeah,
be
This
beautiful.
one's classic white. Now, I just thought, so like it worked. Yay. I am doing this big swatch so I can do an entire sock in the round. Because this is this is more than one argyle. This is an argyle in the back and the front that'll be in the round. This
Uh-huh.
one just has one argyle and then it's doing the gusset on the sock with the
Mhm.
heel, right?
Mhm.
Oh,
Right. So I don't have to sew it together, but like I've been knitting socks for so many years, right? It's my favorite heel and it just happens to be the same heel that's in the sock. So lucky me, on the sock pattern. But yeah, I want to do a whole sock in the round from the leg down.
mhm.
So that's why I'm doing this swatch. And I love swatching, so that's fine, just whatever. So as I'm teaching my new student knitting, I'm working on swatching other stuff. So
Mhm.
I think we both get some good out of that.
Cool. So Jenny, I was also asking you if you have anything you want to show us.
I'm doing the Knit Whiz knit along.
Oh, okay.
So I've only just started. So I'm doing a Bush Creek tee. So it's got like a zigzag ribbing. So I'm just got to the first part of my, you can't really see, can you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
In
little
certain
bit.
light we can, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
so I
I
haven't
can
got
see
very
it.
far yet. Yeah. I've just
Nice.
started that. Yeah.
So your shawl with all the feathers, did you finish that?
I finished that. I don't have it with me. I don't know. I've put a picture on my Ravelry finished
Oh, I'll have
project.
to
I
go
don't
to
know
your
whether you can get to that. Can you, Frank?
I'll do that. My
Um,
social media is, I'm so
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
with it.
I don't know your Ravelry name,
Yeah.
Jenny.
I think Sumner's looking. I think.
Okay.
I was gonna try. I am so bad with social media.
Would you like to tell me your Ravelry name or put it in chat if
Yeah.
you don't want to say it
Yeah.
out loud?
No, it's CROWTJE.
Just a minute. Where do I search? There. All right, spell it again. C-R.
ROWTJE.
I found it.
And
And
if you look under my projects, it will be the last one with a photo on the dream bird.
projects. Hmm. Oh, they're the projects. I'm not finding it.
Hold on a minute then. Let me just, because I only did the it's not coming up as the dream bird. Oh, that's weird. I don't know whether I can get on here and do it this way. Hold on.
Ooh. Get out of there.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Sorted by recently finished.
Oh,
Ah, right. Okay.
And now, oh, it's beautiful. And now I can share my screen and everybody can see it. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
it
Share
has a
screen.
wingspan that's bigger than Jenny's.
It is. It's huge.
There it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my
The-
goodness.
The picture was taken in very light daylight, so it doesn't really show. The yellows at the top are quite a bit darker. So the colours haven't come out very well. So I need to try and take another one to see if I can get the colours better. Because it's quite a dark yellow at the top and a white at the bottom by the time you get down the bottom. So,
Gorgeous, though.
but yes, it is huge.
Oh, congratulations, Jenny. That is not an easy pattern to figure out. I struggled with it and finally figured it out. Before I started making videos, I did a series of videos on how to knit this, but I never published them.
Ah, right.
But it was a very confusing pattern.
Yes, I'd done about 8 feathers before I finally memorized the pattern, and then I could go without the pattern, but it took me about 8 feathers to get it in my head as to what you were doing. Yeah. So
Well, congratulations. It's absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
Well, that's about all our time for today. And I was able to keep the sweater on through the whole meeting. It's not too hot. I'm not going to pass out or anything.
That's
So
great.
thank you all for coming, and it was really wonderful to see you again, and hopefully see you again soon. Come back more often, Brian. We'd love to have you be a regular member.
Yeah,
of
if
the
I
group.
can. Yeah, if I'm not too busy, I'll be here.
All right. See you soon.
See you
Bye,
next
all.
week.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye,
Jenny.
everybody.
Goodbye, Ziggy.